Welcome back everybody to another full room solution with Friendly Frenzy Games. Today we're going to be looking at jumping into the first escape room in Edgewood Mansion set of rooms in Escape Simulator. This one's called Brain Checkup, and as always we'll walk you through the logic for each of the puzzles as well as show you how to solve them. So once we hop into the room here, you can see a very cool kind of old school mansion aesthetic. This one's a lot more set up like a conventional escape room would be compared to, you know, the Egyptian one and the space set of rooms. This one's like an actual room. So you can see there's a lot of different kind of combinations. The combinations will tell you what puzzle you need to solve to be able to unlock it. So very cool to be able to kind of have that real escape room experience in this game finally. So we can start by going ahead and pick up the newspaper on the couch here. And if we look at this, there's a pendulum lock kind of combination here. Just saying that it was just invented. So we can actually turn around and use that combination, or basically this kind of key, to solve this. How we do this puzzle is essentially what we want to do is recreate the timing that's on each of these swinging clocks here. So for the first one, it's in 6th position. As the newspaper states, there really is only, you know, 3 different ways that this kind of lock works. So one would be the stationary position here in the 6 o'clock. This one here would swing from left to right. It's essentially a 345 kind of pattern. So what we want to do is recreate this. So we can just drag it up to 3 o'clock, and you can see it completes the full swing from 3 basically to 9 there. And then this last one is about an 820. So basically just to recreate this, we'll drag this up to the 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock kind of hour there, and just let it swing. Now that that's been completed there, we have access to Dr. Edgewood's intellectual assessment. So what we're going to do with this one is there's an IQ kind of tag on this lock here, which means whatever our solution is from this quiz, we're going to turn around and put that combination into this lock here. So as we can see, we're dealing with a 4-digit code, and we're going to input our answers into that lock. So for the first question, finding the odd one out, obviously this is like a tiger, a dog, and a sheep, I guess. So they're all bigger kind of mammals. So the odd one out would be the snake, which is a number 2. So we can go ahead and put 2 in the first combination here, first position. Question 2. So we have a pattern here, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. What would be the next one in that sequence? It's 32. And the easiest way to tell this is just by 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 4 is, 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16, so 16 times 2 is 32. Now obviously we can't put a letter solution in this combination, so we're actually going to put the 32 in here to fill that in. And then for our last one here, essentially what it's asking, which cube matches the unfolded. So we're looking for what this cube net would translate into. And it's going to be this one here, as you can tell here. So there's the darker pattern, and if you were to fold it, it would be, this pattern would be on its side here. And then this gold pattern would be on the bottom. You would have this kind of floral pattern on the right side. So we can go ahead and plug in 3 here, which will unlock that lock for us, and now we can open this drawer, which will give us a phrenology book, and we can use that later. So now that we have that, what we can do is turn around, and there's a key just under the couch pillow here. We'll use this key to open this drawer, or this cupboard door, and then this one as well. So kind of nice to be able to get 2 uses out of the same key. We don't need anything in this one here, but we do want these 2 red books for one of our puzzles. There's another red book just on the desk here, and then I believe so just up in this cupboard here, there's another red book. So with our next kind of combination that we're looking to solve here, you can see we have our 4 red books. Obviously it coincides with this combination here. With this, what we want to do is, as you can tell on the spine, this is going to indicate the lock position that each of the numbers goes in. So obviously once we kind of have a look in here, obviously with this being our first lock position, we're going to turn around, open the book, and you'll see that there's a 4 book logo here. So that means we're going to put the number 4 in our first lock position. So we want to turn around, now we want to find the second book. So we have book number 2 here, open that up, and it's also 4. So 4 will be in our second position. Our third book here, we have 2, 4, 6, 7. So 7 will be in our third position. And where's our 4th book? We have our 4th book here. Open that up, 2, 4, 6, and 7. So we have another 7. So the solution for this lock is 4, 4, 7, 7. Not that typical that they double up on numbers, especially in the same code, but interesting anyways. So now we have the Rorschach, not sure how to say that, test, but we have 2 sheets here, and then our third one is just up in the cupboard here. And where you're going to need these, essentially, first of all, what it actually is you can see on the clues that this is number 2 of 3, this is 1 of 3, and this is 3 of 3. So again, similar to the books, that's going to unlock, or that's going to tell us anyways, where this number goes in terms of lock position. So where you actually get the lock, because as you can see, we've completed all of these locks that we have available to us around the room right now, is actually just behind this painting of this guy here. So we'll rip that off the wall, and you can see we have a 3-number combination. And how you're going to interpret this is, again, with this being 1 of 3, this is going to be the first letter in our number here. So really, if you look at this, you can kind of see the outline of a 2, and then it's just reflected on the other side to make it like kind of interesting, almost like a symbol looking. But it really is just as plain and simple as a number here. So I'll kind of trace the outline of the 2. We'll go ahead and put the 2 in the first position. Now we need to find our second page here, so 2 of 3. And you can see by tracing this that it's a 9 and just reflected on the other side. So the second number is a 9 in our combination. And then finally for our third position here is a 5, and you can see again it's just reflected on the other side. So 295 will be the solution for this combination here, and with that we get access to notes. And really what this is going to kind of go hand in hand with our phrenology book. So you can see here that there's some bolded letters, so melody, language, love of notoriety, lack of benevolence, combative, destructive behavior. What we're going to want to do is match that, those bolded words up with the numbers in this book here. And then ultimately, where the combination comes in handy for this is going to be on this head. So as you can see, this is very closely mimicking the picture that's in the phrenology book. So what we want to do now is just compare our notes, and we can pin it. So melody and language. So melody would represent musical talent, or most closely represent musical talent in this list of options here. So our first number we know is going to be a 6. Language would be, again, best represented by verbal talent in this list of traits that we have here. So that'll be our second number. So 6, 3, a love of notoriety. Right here we have it word for word. So 6, 3, and 5 will be our third number here. Lack of benevolence. So we have benevolence in here, but it's kind of a trick because there's a lack of benevolence. So we don't actually include the 8 number here. So we still have the 6, 3, 5 for our combination so far. And we know we're looking for at least 1 number, potentially 2. There's 2 more bolded words here, so combative and destructive. But it just so happens that they're both under the same number here. So what we have for an actual solution to this would be the 6, 3, 5, and 9. So we can unpin this and plug it into the head here. So 6, 3, 5, and 9. We unlock a key here, which ends up being our final door key. And just like that, the episode's finished. Again, really enjoyed this room. It's the first one where it actually feels like an escape room. You're not outside, you're not in space. It very much mimics what you would experience in like a real world escape room. So found this one to be very, very exciting for me personally. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I was able to help you in any way. We really appreciate you guys stopping by. Give us a like. Consider subscribing to Friendly Frenzy Games for more guides, tips, and tricks.